Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nullius mod. This is Otaku's Showboat. Last time we met, I automated my science processing by bringing in my science packs onto the main bus for the initial mineral samples and atmospheric samples, as well as brought over my mechanical prototypes all the way over there to a singular lab. We only have one lab at this point. Maybe that will change at some point in the near future. I also set up production of sand. Now, just looking at this like this, I'm trying to see and determine exactly why I'm having problems here. I need to do this. I need to do this. At the very end of the previous video, this is what I forgot, was trying to do. I need lane balancing here, because these are clearly pulling in off of one lane, and the way that this was oriented, it was only bringing in stuff from one lane, which happened to be the lane that this was not. Even with the input priority, if it's pulling in from the opposite lane, well, this lane is just going to get backed up, and it won't be able to move, or keep moving to produce sand. So that is now fixed, hopefully, for the long term, especially since this is a lot of landfill stacks in a single container. And then, of course, I could just keep adding containers. There's nothing stopping me from just adding more containers or bigger and bigger buffers. We have 2 entire wind turbines and quite a few power poles, which are eating any excess plastic I may or may not have, most likely not have, at this point in the game. I am getting motors brought down. Why? It's all down to the plastic now. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a full stack of 100 power poles and throw them into this machine. That way, these motors are going to get consumed, making turbines and making additional wind turbines, which I should place. Okay, what is our goal for the day today? I am a goal-oriented person. I want us to have some semblance of progression in each and every video that is put out here. Now, what do I need? There's actually a big list of stuff to do right now. I ultimately need to get electrical engineering technology. Every tech I take from here on out is going to be towards getting electrical engineering. Interesting. That's 5 small chest 2s per large chest 1, which is rubber, and small chest 1, and steel rods and steel sheets, and a lot of steel sheets. Boy. Yeah. I'm trying to see, by looking at this, does anything in this process need steel? Does it need steel? The answer to that is a big fat no. Not for the items that yield the next level of science itself. However, chances are we may need steel for some of the buildings that make the things for the science. We shall see. Why do we need character health? Excuse me? Increase equipment capacity, inventory size, and vents. Okay, so that's going to increase our inventory size right there, but we need steel and rubber to do that as a character upgrade. I would like very much to have a character upgrade. We are going to have to get through Organic Chemistry 3, though, A butadiene styrene rubber. Okay. Propene, ethylene, plastic. Well, that saves having to do stuff involving chlorine to get into plastic. I think I'd rather do this. He says, not knowing the propene, ethylene, butadiene styrene. Why hello there, ethylene, propene, benzene. Why hello there, butadiene out of ethylene. Hello there, ethylene and benzene into styrene. Okay. We haven't used Hellmod all that much. Show me plastic. So right now we have PVC pipe. PVC plastic. Which is made out of ethylene. If I want one of those per second, we have to make ethylene, meaning we have to make methane, meaning we need carbon dioxide and hydrogen, meaning we need to go and we have to make these things by processing air in a distillery and processing hydrogen out of something. This is not the recipe. Where is... Huh? Here. This. Meaning I have to do this. Which, as you can see, when making the stuff, air is filtered. Air is just out of air in... Why won't it let me assign a proper building? Huh. Is there like... Weird. Hellmod is a little bit borked here, because that should have the listings for all the air filters to tell me how many air filter buildings I need to produce that 400. But anyway, the saline water is also processed water from seawater. There you go. Also, I have spoken with the mod author of this game on my Discord. We had a lively conversation discussing balance. And yeah, some information I did not know before in particular is that there is a water well that can be placed anywhere in this mod that will give you fresh water rather than salt water, and that is excellent because that is free hydrogen and oxygen anywhere for this stuff. And that is exactly what I would use it for. I will electrolyze that fresh water immediately to get into hydrogen and oxygen and do all of my chemistry involving those two particular fluids, gases, whatever state they're in, whatever state they're actually in. And yeah, that is the plastic. And you can see with the plastic that there's excess wastewater, water, hydrogen chloride, chlorine, oxygen. There's a bunch of sodium hydroxide you have to deal with. This is not a great way in the long term to get plastic. Instead, what we're going to be unlocking shortly is this polypropylene recipe for plastic. And then there's going to be a PCABS recipe. Polycarbonate ABS. So, this recipe, what is the intended? It's there. And then ethylene. We could do out of methane, but there's going to be things like carbon monoxide and hydrogen into those three. Wait, we need ethylene. Ethylene. That's methane, propene, and benzene. Oh, you can do propane into more stuff. Interesting. So this would give you methane and benzene in excess. So if we have methane, we can convert it to ethylene. Let's have matrix solver on. Why? Oh. Oh. Interesting. That's cool. And then you make methane. But the problem initially is likely going to be that hydrogen, right? I think that's gonna be the initial issue, is getting into hydrogen. Because at the moment, the only way to get into hydrogen is through this saline electrolysis. What I don't want is to do that. Among all the techs that I am taking right now is water electrolysis. Now, there is water here, but it requires hydrogen. There's water here, which is after that hydrogen step. So, and that's a lot of hydrogen needed. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Maybe we don't do it from that way. There's a carbon dioxide hydrogen. Which, that is a thing. But it's a lot more hydrogen than carbon dioxide, which doesn't seem efficient to me. Yeah, that's in no way, shape, or form efficient. Or is it? Huh? What? What are you doing? Helmod? Helmod? What are you doing? Why stuff? Water. It's the water. I need to add this entry in so that it doesn't screw with everything with water. Yeah, that would be 33.3 graphite. Which is a lot. Which is a lot, and it overproduces on the carbon monoxide, actually. Which is interesting. If I had just any other way of getting a nice supply of hydrogen in, I would use it. AKA, if I had this, I would use it. That vastly reduces the amount of graphite needed overall. Now it's making exactly as much carbon dioxide as required. And it's not really that many buildings in the grand scheme of things. The issue, of course, is making the graphite in the first place. If this was a valid method of doing things, we would have a good way of making that graphite. And guess what? You have to do this process to get into the graphite in the first place. So, this is all going to be something that I look at in between videos. In the meanwhile, as techs are happening... Oh yes, I would like this. Hey, give me that. Give me that. Thanks. In the meantime, while all of that is happening, let's place any of our 20 wind turbines. and I will go ahead and do this aspect off screen. I should note, as I break down these rocks here, while placing all of these wind turbines, that the mod developer, Anachrony, has said that one thing people should be doing is exploring and destroying different rocks for the resources that are in them, and that it might come in handy later on down the line. But we shall see about that. Anyway, back to building. And that is all of the wind turbines that I currently have placed. There are 30 of them now. That is quite a significant improvement over previously. In the meanwhile, I have found another sandstone and bauxite, as well as lots and lots of rocks with lots and lots of things like limestone and gypsum. Because, on top of everything else, different rocks in different biomes have different stuff in them. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk it? We've got some limestone rocks over here, and other various things. Gypsum. What's in the rocks? We've got various quantities of various things, but nothing seems like I haven't seen it before. There's a crystal rock somewhere right there. I want it. I want the crystal rock. So, wind turbines. The more that I have, the more likely I will be, or the more likely it will be, that I will have the full power provided to the base, even if they fall below the threshold value. Because right now they're in the 200 kilowatt range. That is nowhere near 600. That is nowhere near 600 now, is it? In all of this wind area, my whole wind farm. This number will occasionally go down to 0. That's an unavoidable consequence of using wind turbines. There will be times where every single one will be 0, because the game said that there would be 0 megawatts produced at that given point in time. As they go down to 2.3. Ow, Ollie. Thanks. Thanks for claws. Jumping off of my lap. In my personal experience, we will never see these things providing overall the 600 kilowatts. But you know what? It's gonna be good going forward. We're gonna be good. Why are you not flowing at all? Hello? Oh, I'm just not mining enough sandstone to process this. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Here, have a stack. I need a chest to put the random stuff in for the moment. Sandstone. Sandstone. Enjoy the sandstone. I need to make mining drills. But I still haven't come up with a goal for the day today. Just by the way, there's still no goal. I have not made any headway in my thoughts about that. How about I have a look at things and come up with some sort of a plan about what to do going forward. I shall return momentarily. I have a plan. I don't know how good of a plan it is, but I do have a plan. Yeah, we are going to distill saline water, which has to be, of course, produced in a hydro plant, and then the seawater has to be pumped, meaning we're going to need a few buildings for this. Just a few. This would require an extra chemical plant that I don't have right now to get 1 per second. I mean, that's a lot. 1 per second is a lot. I have 1 distillery. I need at least 2 to do this. So the thing about that, though, is I already have a distillery doing this process for my plastic. So I don't need to worry about that. I also am deleting this type of water so I can bring some in on the electrolyzer. But I will need an electrolyzer that I don't currently have. So I will need to make filters to get this done. In the alternative, we can get an initial supply of graphite by stealing. We will be thieves. We shall steal from my setup over here, which is not producing any plastic whatsoever because this tank needs to be refreshed. You make hydrogen. You're making methane out of carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Yeah, I would like you to do something else instead. Let's go ahead and pin that. And, yeah, let's do this. Let's put a pipe here, and there, and there. And power it. You're now making carbon monoxide and water. Now the water, that's fine. I can bring that over. I need some underground pipe. You know, it would have been nice to, actually pick up some sand before I left. Oh, you have another 7 wind turbines. Nice. Nice. It feels good to not have to worry so much about sand and about power. Part of me wants all those inserters. Part of me wants all of the belt that I've ever made to be in my inventory, as well as another stack of pipe. There we go. And I still have 121 power poles. Not worried at all about those. So, you can outflow the water. The carbon monoxide, well, that's interesting. And then the hydrogen. Ta-da! Let's offload that into a box. I now officially have solid carbon in the form of graphite. It exists. It exists. A small amount. Now, this is preventing me from continuing to make plastic. Right? This is This is preventing further plastic. But it is the thing that I needed in order to make filters, which need to be made in a chemical plant. It's 2 graphite, 2 plastic, an iron sheet, and carbon dioxide. Funny how funny all of this is, because as it turns out, you see all of these chemical plants? That's all of the chemical plants that the developer gave me. So I need to reuse a couple of these in order to make 2 filters. I will need at least 4 plastic. So let's get at least 4 plastic. Now, I don't need as much of the graphite, but I do want quite a bit of it. Carbon dioxide is way back here in this, going in on this. So that would probably be where I want to swap my recipe. Either here or here. Doesn't really matter in the slightest. Just as long as we can get 4 units of plastic first. So that should happen relatively soon. There's 3. It'll, of course, happen faster if I cut off the carbon monoxide. Oh, wow, that produces plenty. Huh. 1/2 of 1 per second. 1414. Interesting. There's a unfortunate not 1:2 ratio there. I wish that was a 1:2 ratio, but oh well. Oh well, I wish it was 1:2. But is not. Okay, there you go. You need that. You need that. And you need that. Ta-da! 1 filter. 2 filter. Thank you for the stuffs. That goes back there, and you go back to what you were producing in the first place, which was this? Via that. Now, barring some incredible circumstance, I had dang well better be able to make you once I have glass. Fortunately, we have sand, which means that we can, in fact, process glass from silica. We need a flotation cell. This is why I built the flotation cell, so that I could process sand into silica, and then I need simply a foundry, which I can make a few of, actually, to process said stuff. Sand. How much stuff are you used for in the grand scheme? I mean, yeah, underground pipe, but is there a point to put you on the bus? I don't know if there's a point to bus sand. I can put it there, but don't see point to that. Oh yeah, I can make all of the underground belts. Here, make me a few of those. And then flotation cell. You will need saline water. Oh god, that's a mission. Hey, what's the underground distance? 15. 11. Well, we're gonna deal with having 11. Is that a nice number? Yes, it is. Party har har. Why is there no water? Whilst I am handcrafting that, I'm going to explore a little bit to see if I can find water near me, outside of my starting zone water. And I will be back once I've gotten stuff crafted here. Oh, inorganic chemistry finished, which means... Why, yes, I can make hydrochloric acid out of pure water. I can make a caustic solution out of the sodium hydroxide. And then neutralize hydrochloric acid into saline water. Ha ha! Okay, we're gonna do the aluminium and the silicon. And we're gonna get that unlocked, and we're gonna get that unlocked, and then we're gonna go over here, unlock the waste management, which is how you can dispose of excess sand. You can eventually use / dispose of the mineral dust as well through all of this. Dispose of crushed ore, make a different type of landfill when you add in sludge. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. Boon with a capital F-U. And back to crafting. Well, I seem to have found water, but not the type of water I was expecting to find. Alien Biomes, as a mod, does include shallow water as a type of biome. So I shouldn't have been surprised to find the shallow water. I just had forgotten that it's a thing that exists. Also, I am done with my handcrafting and about to head back up as I craft a few more things. Do not allow me to build that priority electrolyzer first. Yeah, it's good to know that this is water here. The thing about the shallow water is that you can absolutely plonk down the seawater intakes and the outfalls on them. I guarantee you are able to do that on the shallow water. You don't need it. You don't need full water for those particular items. Fortunately enough, give me that. Thank you kindly for the alumina. Glorious alumina and silica. I like alumina and silica. Anyway, I'm just walking back. I'll cut ahead to when I'm back. And I am back. Huzzah. Huzzy, huzzah, hazoo. So I needed saline water specifically. I'm already processing seawater into saline water over here. So I can just grab my massive amount of undergrounds and start bringing them over to where I need them. Yeah, I could have a pipe bus if I really wanted to. I don't think I'll do that exactly this time around. Give me my regular pipe. Where's my regular pipe? Did I eat all of my regular pipe? I think I ate all of my regular pipe. How beautiful. Give me my regular pipe. Thanks. How many do I have? 7. Because you need more thingies. Oh, you need more these thingies. Okay. Go and fill me with 1 full stack of power poles. Thanks. Okay. Saline water. We'll connect right up there so I can get some silica online. But you may have noticed that there also needs to be an outflow. So we need another pipe that goes all the way back to the wastewater outflow. You. There. And that's the next thing to do, and I'm gonna do that off screen. There is no reason to show bringing the wastewater down. What I will do is I will power the thing first to show it's operational. It is in fact operational, and put down the foundry. Yes. That will then make glass. This is 0.06 from 0.19. This makes up to 1.2, but 1. Yeah, I should keep it separate. Because this has many buildings. This will be many buildings. I'm gonna stick it in a chest for now. So there's glass flowing. It's flowing. Now to deal with the wastewater. I shall return shortly. So I see that the wells give you a very specific type of water called fresh water. I was a little bit mistaken about that earlier. I assumed that by fresh water they meant the water. As it turns out, fresh water is its own fluid that comes out of wells that can be placed anywhere, and then fresh water can be filtered into regular water and wastewater, and then electrolyzed out of regular water, purified water, and it can be salinated by adding salt. So that's interesting, and you can also help with a sludge process in here. I'm uncertain about how the numbers work out on that, but it would be nice with the wastewater, because I was looking at wastewater to try to find out what I can do with it in order to not have to throw it into an outfall. If there was some other way to magically destroy it on demand, that would have been quite nice. So there was a wastewater. Oh, there's a way to make wastewater out of sand and seawater as sand disposal. Right, so there was this disposal recipe that I was very specifically looking at. I forget what it was, actually. Oh, joy. I forget what it was. There was a disposal. Nope, I guess not. Wastewater. I want you to be an ingredient. There's wastewater filtration that gives you saline and sludge, and then the sludge can be treated back into wastewater, which I find hilarious. this requires fresh water. No. I meant to look at this seawater sludge. Seawater sludge into wastewater. Yeah. Yeah, so Helmod is saying it would need more sludge to get enough of the wastewater to do this, but the whole point of this is that it uses up the wastewater. Yeah. That's how I would do it in this specific situation where we're using saline water. I would try to prioritize that cleaning. But that is cleaning with seawater though, so you still need to have seawater or fresh water, which you can put down in wells anyway. So actually the freshwater one would be more relevant, but it would have to wait until I have access to wells. Anyway, I've figured that out now. Dealing with wastewater without having to put it into an outfall. That being said, eventually we'll be able to make water on demand, have it make tiles of water on demand, and if we really want to just plop an outfall, we'll be able to do that. Eventually, I need to make one chem plant. Yeah. I need one chem plant. More. Now, I have what I need, I think, to A, make a few more filters. That would be great. Iron sheets. Graphite. Plastic. Give me additional filters. This will be automated on my bus. Ideally, I would need to bring in carbon dioxide for that, though. Which actually I think... Oh, that's monoxide. I need dioxide through you. I would need another one of these. You know what? No, I think I'm okay overall. Gosh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I hate you, game. This sodium hydroxide really can suck it. Oh, I don't have any of those. Give me a few of them. And then some more boxes. That would be great. Yeah, start electrolyzing again. I'll take back my inserters, thanks, because all these are full. I could make the thingies now, right? Yep, especially since I'm making filters now. Ish. Okay. Next order of business. Now that I can at least make filters manually. Oh boy, I want another electrolyzer. And I think I said I needed an extra distillery or something like that. Yeah, I could use 2 distilleries. And a hydro plant, which is going to eat one of my distilleries. Thanks. Interesting that you, no, actually, I'll leave the hydro plant as it is. The distillery is going to be here to give me regular water and brine. The brine will need to be outfallen for the moment. The electrolyzer will give me hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen can be chimneyed. This is actually going to help a lot with maintaining this step in the process. By the way, there's going to be an update that removes your ability to delete chlorine. It's going to become a non-ventable gas. Ugh, that's frustrating. It's like, no! No! Don't do it! Oh, you shouldn't do it! Don't do it! Oh well. So this... whatever here. This... here... that... I need the seawater... saline water, excuse me. I need saline. We need the saline! The salinest of saline. Okay, that's the saline. And I need to outfall the brine for the moment. Please place. There you go. Whoops. It goes the other way around, buddy. Okay. Power to the things. That is making dedicated water. Absolutely dedicated water. One thing I can do at this point is hook up this water. Why did that let me... oh, okay. Is just hook up this water over here. Now, this isn't exactly safe at the moment. I would need to place a valve down, very specifically an auxiliary valve. Would top up work? Allows flow into a destination with under 50% pressure. I think I'd rather this for this. So this makes it a one-way valve, as in all of the stuff that goes to the outfall, which there should still, there will still be stuff that's being outfallen. This allows passage, at least it should allow passage from the stuff up before. Not a lot should get into the outfall. Especially if I put like an auxiliary valve, right? Which requires greater than 25% pressure. The relief valve, by the way, can only really be used on the level 3 pipe. Yeah, over 25%. Now these are 40% pipes, so over 25% on the 40% pipes means that they need to be at a level that's over halfway. Goodness gracious. The brine backed up because I'm a dummy. There. There you go. Chimney. Not the thing that I want to chimney. That's the thing that I want to chimney. And that is the magical stuff known as hydrogen produced in a more efficient way. In fact, that is a thing known as hydrogen produced in a more efficient way than this process. Oh, goodness. Gosh, that stuff is loud. It still doesn't produce enough hydrogen. For this, by the way. This is a huge hydrogen sink. It is going to increase the rate at which I produce plastic, which is absolutely glorious. I'll produce more filters. Can always use more filters. I will get rid of the thingy there, though. Yeah, that's good for now. That's good for now. Okay. Back to the plastic. What we've determined here can't do... Whoops, I needed that water. Hello. I needed that entry. What we've determined here is that in order to get the graphite, we have to, like, do this process. Right? So, this isn't exactly what I want to do. Carbon monoxide into dioxide? Nah. We have to get our carbon dioxide through this process here. Right in here. Which does result in a lot of nitrogen, but yeah, the water is then made fluids. The water is made out of this process. The saline is out of this process, out of seawater. And that should be that, actually. Producing plastic without any PVC, or without any chlorine in the entire process. Wait, why are you 0? Oh, because this, right. Get rid of that, and then everything should balance out. I hope. And that is the goal for our next episode. We have, in this video, in this part, obtained an amount of graphite, as well as glass, as well as have the ability to make filters. Initial graphite is online. When next we meet, the goal is to get into the polypropylene based plastic recipe. That is the new goal, because we can now make the buildings that require filters. Are we gonna make 1 per second of this plastic? Likely not, because this is a lot of buildings to have to build. But we do have a lot of the infrastructure already to at least get out of this situation where we have to have this sodium hydroxide byproduct, this chlorine product, the hydrogen chloride that we can't vent, you know, all of that stuff that's coming in off the sides. We want to not have to do that. And this leads into this recipe set as well. They share between these two a lot of the same or similar steps between the graphite production and this updated polypropylene plastic production. So we can completely get rid of PVC plastic for now. And with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's video, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting that great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I have to move a couple mining drills because they are mined out. And I will, of course, see you all on the next one.